The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Breece Hall is calling out CBS Sports for leaving him off an NFL top 100 list. And guess what? He's right. We'll talk about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. Welcome in, Jet fans. It's our final show until tonight when we have our Long Island meetup. So last show before then, looking forward to meeting a ton of you in person later tonight, 7 p.m. in, of course, Hicksville on Long Island. All right, let's talk about what Breece Hall is fired up about. So at first I thought, oh, did the NFL already come out with its top 100 list? And then I realized this wasn't the NFL where the players vote on the top 100. This was someone in the media. Pete Prisco, longtime NFL analyst, longtime NFL reporter. He ranked the top 100 players in the league, and he didn't include Breece Hall on his list. Yes, Breece Hall, not a top 100 player, despite the fact he was second in the NFL in yards from scrimmage among running backs. Fourth total, second in the NFL among running backs in yards from scrimmage. Think about that. There were only 3 players in the NFL that had more yards from scrimmage than Breece Hall. 3. Only Christian McCaffrey had more yards from scrimmage than Breece Hall. And Breece Hall didn't have Kyle Shanahan designing plays. Breece Hall didn't have the 49ers offensive line blocking for him. Breece Hall didn't have Brock Purdy playing quarterback for him. Breece Hall didn't have a bunch of weapons around him like McCaffrey has, so you can't just stack the box and take him out of the game. And Breece Hall still nearly had 1,000 yards rushing and 600 yards receiving. And Breece Hall rightfully saw this list and put out this tweet. Laughing emoji, there's not 100 people better than me in the NFL. And you know what? He is right. I'm not sitting here telling you that Breece Hall, should be ranked number 1 on an NFL top 100 list, right? That's not what I'm saying. But it's just another national outlet, another national reporter that's disrespecting the Jets and doesn't realize the talent they have because the team has been so bad. The quarterback play has been such an abomination. People just say, it's the Jets. They stink no matter what. Rodgers, Schmodgers, not going to matter. They're the Jets. Because if you watch Breece Hall, you clearly see he might be the best running back in football. And I know it's early to say that with Christian McCaffrey still in this league. I get it. But watch the tape. Watch what we see. Because when we watch this Jets team, we know how special Breece is. We know he put up that kind of season last year coming off a torn ACL where he was on a pitch count, to quote the Jets at the beginning of last year. We know that the Jets had 13 offensive line combinations in 17 games. So this idea that somehow Breece Hall is not a top 100 player in the league, are you insane? Stop it. And it will be interesting to see where he ranks amongst his peers who vote on that list. But Breece Hall had one of the best seasons in the league last year. When you just look at the numbers, sure, right? 4th in yards from scrimmage, 2nd among running backs. But then if you dig deeper, Look at the obstacles that he had to overcome to put up the year he had. And it's why I pray to the football injury gods that we could see Breece healthy, with Aaron healthy, with this offensive line for the most part, because I'm not banking on 17 games from Tyron Smith. Healthy. Because then Breece can really show everyone what we know as Jet fans, that this guy was going to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year before his ACL injury. And this guy is one of the best running backs in the league. And he's proven that now for 2 years. People just don't watch. They don't pay attention. And that's the problem. Breece Hall, if healthy, I believe, has a legitimate chance to be in the Offensive Player of the Year conversation. There are not 100 football players that are better than Breece Hall. There's just not. If you're ranking running backs right now, Breece Hall has to be in your top 3 at the minimum, right? Best running backs in the league, if you're ranking them. Christian McCaffrey 1. Who's 2? We're going to say Derrick Henry? We're going to say Saquon Barkley? We're going to say Bijan Robinson? Are we going to say Tony Pollard? Who's 2? Because you could actually argue Breece Hall is coming for that spot by the end of this year, if not the number 1 spot. Am I missing any notable running back? I mean, Jonathan Taylor? Breece Hall being left off a list of the top 100 players by CBS Sports is ridiculous. So he's 100% right. But this just shines more light to the fact that the Jets get no respect. Really. They get such little respect because people just don't watch. They have not watched this team. It's just, it's the Jets. They stink. And that's the problem, man. And that's why they got to win this year. Because you don't want guys like Breece Hall feeling like, well, I'm never going to win here. I don't want to be here. Or Garrett Wilson, the same thing. Like, they got to win this year. Those two guys are a big part of it, but it's the rest of the team. It's the coaching. It's obviously Aaron being healthy. They do have a legitimate backup quarterback in case something, God forbid, happens again. But this just shows you, man, the perception of the Jets by so many, they're just not paying attention. I mean, give me a break. If you're ranking the top players in the NFL, Breece Hall belongs on this list. And on this list, the Jets do have 4 players in the top 100. Sauce Gardner's number 12. Aaron Rodgers is number 20. Quinnen Williams is number 29. Garrett Wilson, 72. How do you not put Breece Hall on this list? And you just look in general how Prisco ranked the running backs. I'm pretty sure he just has McCaffrey and Derrick Henry, and that's it. So how do you not put Breece on the list? That's crazy. I mean, I don't get it, man. But at the end of the day, you have just disrespect coming from all angles. I see a super chat here from Drew. Nick Wright said yesterday, apparently, that Breece isn't even a star. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. They get absolutely no respect. And the only way to change some of this is just to win, man. But it's like, God, man, it's like that's why people just think we're crazy as Jet fans when we talk about this roster and how excited we are. And it's like, oh, you really think Aaron Rodgers is going to make you better? Yeah, because they've won 7 games the last 2 years with no quarterback. So believe me, while you were probably watching good football, we Jet fans, because we're so loyal and so passionate, we're torturing ourselves watching this horse bleep, knowing damn well this team was just a quarterback away. And for the last 2 years, they haven't had it, despite having the roster that was clearly good enough to at least be a playoff team. Maybe not a Super Bowl team, but certainly a playoff team. 2022, they were 6-3, 7-4 before Mike White got hurt. And Mike White's nothing special. He's solid. He's a good backup. They could have made the playoffs if he was healthy. That's how talented this team has been, this defense. The playmakers they do have on offense. That's what's so frustrating. You really think Aaron Rodgers is going to make that much of a difference? Oh, he's 40. Are you aware how bad the quarterback situation has been for the Jets? People aren't. That's the problem. They just tune out. They don't realize. I bet you most people in the national media have no idea the Jets even won 7 games last year. But notice how the Bears are covered. They're a 7-win team too. I see so many people putting them in the playoffs with a rookie quarterback. But it's not conceivable that the Jets can't go from 7-10 with the 32nd ranked quarterback room to winning 3 or 4 more games and being at the minimum a wild card team. That's so impossible to fathom. Like, you bring up the Jets in the playoffs, and I say this on national radio, and it's like, really? Yeah, really. Like when David Bakhtiari comes out and he says the Jets are at the minimum going to be a playoff team, and people are like, like, yeah, they should. Because look at the roster. And it's not just Breece and Garrett and the other stars on offense and defense. It's Greg Zuerlein and Thomas Morstead. It's the depth they have. It's the fact that they have a plan now in case Tyron Smith gets hurt with Olu Fashanu. They have a plan with some of the weapons they have at receiver and tight end. But, you know, Breece kind of just is going through the unfair tax of being a Jet when these lists come out. Because you can't name 100 players that are better than Breece Hall. You just can't. And I challenge someone to try and make a list that doesn't have Breece Hall as one of the top 100 players in the league. Seriously. Because you can't do it. There's no chance you could do it. Now, maybe to be fair to Prisco, maybe he was a little confused, right? Maybe he didn't realize that Breece Hall and Bruce Hall are 2 separate people.
Bruce Hall.
Maybe. I don't know, man. But I saw this and I'm like, yeah, good for Breece. Anything to motivate him. You know, Breece Hall's fired up. We're fired up. Because there's not 100 people better than him. Hashtag child please. I love it. Maybe our next emoji should be the Breece emoji or the Bruce emoji in honor of our guy, the Lane Train. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Today's Jake Asman show is being presented by my friends at Huga House. I just got this brand new hat now that they restocked the navy blue hats on the Huga House website. HugaHouse.com, promo code Asman at checkout, and you'll get 15% off. Get the hat that our guy, Aaron Rodgers, is always rocking. Get the hat that Tyler Conklin is always rocking. Kevin from The Office, Shane Gillis, Shohei Ohtani, JT Realmuto. Check it out, HugaHouse.com, promo code Asman at checkout, and go now because if you buy one hat from Huga House, you'll get a second hat of your choice, 30% off, but you have to use my code. And that code is my last name, Asman, A-S-M-A-N, HugaHouse.com. Shout out to Huga House for being a part of today's show. All right, we'll open it up to your calls, comments, questions, super chats as well. But ladies and gentlemen, KND, King and Dreams, is back, and he is making it rain, baby.
Money, 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 money.
All right, if you hear your name called, and this is the first time today someone's made it rain, so thank you, KND. We didn't have any memberships gained on the first show this morning. If you hear your name called, you're officially a channel member. Lawrence Yance, KFP, Stephen Blenner, David Houston, Stanley Santos. You guys are all officially as maniacs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. One other point that fired me up, seeing Breece left off this type of list. You think Pete Prisco watched any Jet games and saw what the boxes looked like that Breece had to try and run through? You think he saw this? You think he saw the first play of the game against the Cowboys? Because we saw this every game the Jets played last year. This was their first full game without Aaron Rodgers, where a team had all week to prepare for the Zach Wilson, Nathaniel Hackett-led Jets offense. Count the guys in the box and where Breece Hall's supposed to go in the first play of the game here. Great block by the immortal C.J. Uzomah. But even if he makes that block, he's cooked. Breece is. You think Prisco accounted for this when he's putting together the list? And then looking at Breece's stats and recognizing, holy hell, he had how many yards from scrimmage last year? The answer is no, right? I mean, come on. Mark with a super chat to start us off. Have a great time tonight, everyone. Make sure you take lots of photos. See you week 3. Mark, amen, my man. Let's go Yankees, who are about to play in just a little bit. Judge is back. Drew with a super chat. I'm telling you, Breece Hall needs an emoji. He deserves it. Whoever designs the Breece emoji, you'll get full credit. Email it to me, asmanjake@gmail. It needs to be image aspect 1x1. Try and, use background remover so it's just Breece, though. Troy with a super chat. Have you done your research, Jake? It's Breece Hall saying hello from Canada to my fellow Jet. Can Bobby co-host again? Need a shout out. Maybe we'll let Bobby read some names if we get a bunch of channel memberships. Thanks for the super chat, Troy. Appreciate you. And shout out to Breece Hall always. Bang Mateo. CBS is not a panel. Prisco is one man. Who cares? Because he represents this feeling about the Jets. Like, people get annoyed and wonder, like, why doesn't the media talk about the Jets fairly? Because they don't know. They have their preconceived notion, and that's it. That's the point. Pete Prisco has been covering the NFL for 20 years. He should know how good Breece Hall is. If you're doing a top 100 list, it's invalidated if Breece Hall, who might be the best in the league at his position, is not on your list. Bang says, Prisco's a Harvard Mass graduate. That explains it. I don't care where he went to school. He's a national reporter who's supposed to be objective. Dre Day with a super chat. What's up, Dre Day? Time to turn up, Jake. Jets, 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 Jets. That is well said, Dre Day. Well said. Ladies and gentlemen, Rayed Syed. Boom. Making it rain. How about 5 more memberships?
Money, 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 money.
All right, if you hear your name called, you're a member thanks to Rayed coming through for the people. Carlos Castro, Ramon Rodriguez, Ray315, Danny Smith, and Michael Davila. You guys are all officially channel members courtesy of Rayed Syed. Appreciate your generous contributions to the program, Rayed. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We got 68 likes and over 160 people watching, so the math is not mathing. Help support the show by liking and subscribing if you haven't already. Simple enough. Simple enough. Mike says CMC is going to have a down year. Maybe. I mean, it's hard to be that good for that long at that position. It's hard to just be durable and stay healthy. That was the knock on McCaffrey, right? As special as he was, he had injury problems in Carolina. He's been healthy the last couple of years, though, for the most part. Rayed says, anything for the dude that I used as therapy throughout the Zach Wilson era. Huh. I appreciate that, Rayed. Mike D's Nuts says, if I get snubbed for an emoji, I'll bow to Breece. No, Mike D's Nuts, you're the next emoji, man. It's in the works. You saw the Discord. Someone just needs to come up with the concept for the Mike D's Nuts emoji. That's our next emoji. I'm saying after that. We'll get there. Don't you worry. We will get there. What I'm going to do right now is, because we entered the show, I think, let me check the number here. We started the show needing 124 more members for another emoji, and we've gained 10 so far. So I'm going to pay it forward to my audience, and I'm going to purchase 5 memberships right now. So I'm making it rain on my own show. So here we go. Boom. 5 memberships have just been gifted. And while my name is not Mike D's Nuts, because it's my show and my rules, I'm playing this anyway.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts. Hey, for another gifted membership. Hey.
All right, if you hear your name called, it's courtesy of me, RMMX Great, Ronnie D, Elias, Samuel Ortiz Sr., and Troll_Hunter. You guys are all officially as maniacs. Let's go. Making it rain on my own program. I love it. All right, let's get to some calls. Gusbuster Hotline. First up today is Eric. Hello, Eric.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's my first time calling. I watch all the time. Me and my brother and my dad are huge fans, so shout out to them real quick. But also, I wanted to say, just hearing kind of the conversation for today and hearing, I think it was a video you made yesterday about the roster ranking where they had us. I think we're a little bit underrated still. And one of the things I was talking about today with one of my buddies is I think we have a better roster than even teams like the Chiefs. And just going every position, I'm not saying I think that we're a better team. They have Patrick Mahomes, but as far as just the roster, when you go position for position, I feel like we have a better roster than them. I was looking at the tackles. I take both of our tackles over theirs. They have a better center, but I take our guards over theirs. I look at the receivers. I like Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams a lot better. I think Breece Hall is better than Isaiah Pacheco. They have Travis Kelce, obviously, so that's not really debatable. But the defense, too, I mean, we have a better defense. I was looking at the players that we have, and now without Tyrann Mathieu, their safety, and the safeties they have, I was looking, I actually have the roster right here. Justin Reed and Brian Cook. I don't even know who Brian Cook is. I like our safeties better. And I was looking at that. I wanted to see what you thought about that. Do you think that our roster is better? Not as far as the team being better necessarily, how they're going to function, but just on paper, do we have a better roster?
Yes, because you're just looking at like talent for talent. The problem is they have the great equalizer. They have Mahomes. He right. Last year didn't have great weapons besides Kelce and still won the Super Bowl and carried his team when he had to in the biggest moments and had to go on the road for the first time. So they're in their own league. Now, I'll say this, just because the Chiefs are so good doesn't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl every year. Like there's a reason why it took 20 years for a back-to-back champion in the first place, and it's never happened with 3. So if I'm betting this year, I wouldn't bet on the Chiefs to win the whole thing. Just odds are in your favor. So, but look, the Jets roster, I think, is as talented as any team. The Chiefs have the edge, though, because it's not just quarterback with Mahomes. They also have Andy Reid and they have Steve Spagnuolo. Right. So like that matters too, but the Jets do have enormous talent. Now it's on the coaching to get it done with this talent. Obviously, injuries notwithstanding.
Yeah, it excites me, though, too, because I think about the game we played against them last year and the fact that we were able to keep up and we could have even won if we got the ball back at the end. Imagine having Aaron Rodgers in there in that situation where the defense is able to hold them to a little amount of points and our offense can actually function. I think it's going to be a good year for us. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, me too. Eric, great call, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man.
Call back, all right? We need more first-timers.
For sure. Thanks, dude.
There we go. Eric Rivera checking in, making his debut call. Love that. Love that. Hit the like button for Eric. An excellent call by him. All right, more of your calls coming up. Gusbuster Hotline is open if you want in on the conversation. Before we get to that, I want to give some love to a good friend of the show, someone that's always willing to jump on with us anytime I reach out. I have him on the radio show all the time as well. Former Jet Leger Duzable works with Pete Prisco at CBS. And here's Leger pounding the table for our guy, Breece Hall.
You mentioned Jets running back Breece Hall. Let's talk about him. 6 yards shy of 1,000 yards, 4th in all-purpose yards. Not even an honorable mention? Not even an honorable mention, Pete? I mean, is this criminal? What do you
No,
it's
ludicrous. Is what it is. It's asinine. Like, I can't believe you didn't even put him on honorable mention.
Yeah, I think he was on there, and I might have taken him off.
Because if you look at it, you talked about Derrick Henry and that abysmal offensive line. It was a turnkey style offensive line for the Jets. Like, they had 13 different combos starting at offensive line for the Jets. So you talk about having no continuity up there. And then they had 4 different quarterbacks play. So everybody's coming in each week. We have to stop Breece Hall. We can't let him get going. And you talked about it, Jeremy. 4 in all-purpose yards, right, with a terrible O-line and no quarterback play. And he really showed, I know, Pete, you always talk about the airbacks. He really showed that as a pass catcher, I think it surprised the staff a lot, that he can be a viable weapon for a quarterback out of the backfield. They started getting him the ball more in space, almost 600 yards receiving. That's like a number 3 receiver on the team, Pete. So when you look at him, if the offensive line stays healthy and Aaron Rodgers is back to what he was, Breece Hall could push 2,000 all-purpose yards and be right there with Christian McCaffrey.
Well, if he gets 2,000 all-purpose yards, he's going to be higher on the list next year.
I hope you put him in the top 10 like Christian McCaffrey.
He ain't a top 10 runner. He ain't a top 10 player in the National Football League.
And what if he goes 2,000 all-purpose?
Well, then we'll have a conversation. And then in
almost 1600.
And then in 3 years after that, they'll be looking for a new one.
Oh my God.
I mean, the jet hate at the end there from Prisco's classic. But like, here's the thing, right? Leger makes great points. 4th in scrimmage yards. They showed you who was in front of him. All guys on Prisco's list. And then his comment is just, whatever. That's what I mean. That's how the Jets are viewed by so many. Shout out to Leger, though. That's analysis. But, we know how this goes. Ladies and gentlemen, Leany is the latest to make it rain today. Now, I don't have a drop for Leany, but I do have this of something Leany says.
Is this Mike D's nuts?
No, Leany, it is you. And here are the 5 people who got your membership gifts. Great friends, Juan Rodriguez, Couch Screw, Strangest Gunpla, and Bill. You guys are all channel members. Thanks to the great Leany and NC. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Not going to be as long of a show because I got to get to Long Island for the meetup later. So, ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a guy who you never know what's going to happen when he calls in. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a V-Man call.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he's not on the toilet.
Hey, Jake, what's up?
Hey, V-Man.
How you doing?
What an angle this is.
I was also just going to do the Linus angle, so you just see Linus right there.
Yeah, it's a better angle than what we're looking at with your neck beard thing.
All right. So, honestly, this is ridiculous. Honestly, we've talked about this. It's just Jets hate. It's your standard. I don't really care about the Jets, so I'm just going to snub them for nonsensical reasons. I mean, we see it all the time, and, when the season comes around, they're going to be eating their words.
Amen. I mean, look, the only way to change the narrative is to win. Now, they did get, some respect on this list, right? But, not enough. Really, it's one of the more talented rosters in the NFL. They should have more than just 4 players on this list. That's my point. Is that Linus?
Yes, it is.
Of course.
I'm going to see if you want to say anything.
Is Linus breathing? Gator's not sure.
Yes, he is. He's fine.
All right.
He's just tired.
I heard you're coming to the meetup today, B-Man. You're making the trek from Peekskill.
No, I told you I'm not. I got a charity drive I'm doing. But,
yeah, I know. I was trying to wish it into existence.
Although I do like what you're doing. You're a nice mental health Westchester thing. Obviously, you know how I how I feel about that, given the events of last December for me.
Absolutely.
And how it's a very serious issue for me and my family. So I like that you're doing a charity drive for it.
Yeah, look, it's a free event to attend, but I'm asking everyone there to please consider making a donation to the Mental Health Foundation out of Westchester, because I had a friend that passed away in May, and that's what his family wants. So I'm just trying to raise some money for that.
That's a good cause, Jake.
National Alliance for Mental Illness, NAMI of Westchester is the foundation. So I'll have a link. People could just send me a Venmo or a Zelle, and I'll keep track and make a donation in honor of the Asmaniacs at the end of the night.
Well, Linus, say something.
Linus?
Hi, Jake.
God, V-Man. V-Man, we'll let you get back to doing whatever you do.
All right, talk to you later.
You got it.
That's the end of this V-Man call. Time for him to get back to pooping.
Oh, V-Man. What a call. What a call. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep it rolling with epic callers who always bring it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bobby time.
Well, I can't wear my freaking hat. It's hot, my balls will sweat. Oh, look, I have a fan. I'm Bobby.
Hi, Jake.
Hey, Bobby.
On my other show I had before you, I stopped it because I saw your message that you were going on 3:30.
All right.
This guy came up with a good thing for Mike D's nuts.
What's that?
He said they should make him like Mr. Peanut. So they said, yes.
Not a bad idea.
That goes one, yeah. I bet that goes first. Yankees are gonna start at 4:05 today.
And this was sports with Bobby Midnight.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. You said it too. I'm happy. Aaron Judge is coming back.
That's right.
I got on Jigga's show this morning. I talked to him and that pretty girl from Texas. Ooh.
Oh, here we go. You letting the freaky out, Bobby. I mean, King
no,
Lowski tried to warn you.
No, she's a pretty lady. When I say pretty ladies, I like to say that. So I have Mr. Bonesy coming into my show later today, so I can see your show.
All right. Well, it's not a show. It's just people hanging out.
I mean, hanging out. That's what I mean. So you better be on the hangout. So you better be waving to me.
Oh, I'll give you a wave, Bobby.
And how can I want to give oh, look who
is someone calling Bobby Midnight Enterprises?
Yes.
Who's that?
Hi, Mr. Bonesy. Are you in the back? Are you in the backstage? Huh?
Bonesy returning the favor.
Are
I
you
love
in
it.
the backstage? No, I'm just calling you because I saw you live. You're in the backstage then. Come on backstage. Come on the backstage. I can't. Why, you working? Okay, bye now. Hey, Jake, Dre Day is at the Port Authority.
Thank you for that update.
Yeah, he told me he went on my show. I said I have to leave because Jake's coming on, and he says he's at the Port Authority. And if you need to read names, I'll read them for you. Okay, I'll stay in the back.
All right. If I get anyone that donates, can you do memberships, Bobby? Do you know how to look that up on the YouTube chat?
Yeah.
All right. So if I get some memberships, you could read the names. All right.
Definitely for you, of course.
All right, Bobby. Appreciate you.
Well, you know I have my own YouTube show. If I'm awake, I'm going live. Unless Jake has a show, I'm Bobby.
How about Mr. Bonesy surprising Bobby with a call, returning the favor? Things we love to see, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is NY Jets Florida. What's up, NY?
Hey, Jake. First of all, can I say Prisco's a cocky asshole? Because basically, that's what I got out of his little snarky commentary at the end. You know, he's smug about it too, which makes it even worse. Jake, when I looked at the list, Max Crosby's not even a top 10 player. I mean, that guy's unstoppable. That's the first insult. Then he put Penny Sewell at 17, which to me is a good, really solid player, but he's a guard, right? And then he had a guy from Atlanta at 25 who was a second team All-Pro. And I'm like, what kind of dumb list is this? You know, that's his list is ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. Starting
I mean,
Max Crosby. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I just focus on the Jet aspect of it, but yeah, there are some things on this list that I look at and go, huh? What? We sure about that one? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Max Crosby the guy's unstoppable. When I've seen too many instances of that guy, in the backfield, pretty much disrupting, and he should be a top 8 player. Penny Sewell maybe a top 20 or 30, but the hatred for the Jets is palpable. That's how it's going to be. So sorry about the cursing, Jake, but I wish I could be there tonight in Long Island, but I'm stuck here in sweltering Florida. But catch you on the next one.
I'll tell you, it's sweltering here, so we at least have that in common. How hot is it right now? 90 degrees where I am. Unreal. It is gross out. Chris says, does Bobby ever talk about football? Sometimes. Sometimes he talks about Bobby things. You know how that goes. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. I want to plug the Patreon. Get on the Patreon, folks. We're going to have information about the next meetup after tonight's meetup on there pretty soon. We're going to have information about some of the events we got planned for the season. I know a lot of you are booking your travel to London. I got info on our meetup out there. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. It includes access to our Discord. You get your name in the intro. We're going to update the list of names very soon. And, of course, you get the show in podcast form without YouTube ads, bonus shows that aren't on YouTube, and a whole lot more. So check that out. Plus, if you want a Jets jersey for just $30, I'll send you the link via Discord if you join the Patreon. Hit the like button. If you're tuned in live, more of your calls right now. Let's go to Charlie in the car. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, Jake. I'm so annoyed because all day today, I'm seeing things on ESPN. I'm seeing things on The Herd. I'm seeing things. Just the Jets hate is just unbearable. I just can't take it anymore. I think his name was Nick Wright. These bums. I just can't take it anymore. It's just they never, like I said before, they never have any context. Breece Hall, like how many offensive linemen, all shakeups did this team have? They played the run constantly. They stacked the box. Is there ever any context to any of this stuff? I remember on, I think it might have been ESPN, but they were saying like, "Oh, Breece Hall, why are we saying this guy's any good? Like he didn't even get 1,000 yards. Even when the Jets tried to get him 1,000 yards, they couldn't even do it right." And I'm like, dude, what are you saying? Are you even looking at how he is in the passing game? Like, first of all, Hackett didn't even know how to use him in the passing game until halfway through the season. So who knows what he would have did, earlier in the year. But it just, I can't. And you know what? When we stick it to them, Jake, what are they gonna say? What are they gonna say? Are they gonna admit they were wrong? Are they gonna admit they're wrong? No, they're not. They're just gonna start different to change up on us. That's all they're gonna do. It's so annoying. And you know what? I'm gonna bring in King Lowski and say Jets, Jets. Thank you, Jake. I'm done.
Charlie, I appreciate you, man. Keep calling. I love the energy. There's only one King Lowski, though, as we all know. But I love it. I love it. There's only one king. Well, what's great with our king is he has a bunch of different sides he doesn't always show. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Phenom is up next. Phenom, where have you been, man?
I was watching the NBA Finals, man. What else?
Phenom, I messaged you on Patreon. I emailed you. I couldn't get a hold of you. I don't have tickets for you anymore. I waited like a week and a half. I messaged you so many times.
I sent my money.
Wait, when?
Yeah. I sent my money through Mrs. Phenom. So I'm assuming that you got the money.
How did you send it?
What is that? Zelle, right? I think she has a Zelle account.
Did you?
Yes.
I'll have to check. You were like my last name. I was like,
my God.
I was like, Phenom. I wanted you to go. Obviously, I'll work it out.
We'll have to do this after this call.
Message me off air. I'll take care of it. We'll make sure we work something out.
Thank you. I want to be there. Believe me, I want to be there.
No, I believe it. I know. I emailed you Patreon. I was like, and you haven't called, so I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I guess he's not coming anymore.
Look, Jake, we'll work it out.
Don't worry. We'll figure it out. The game's not till October 31st. We got time. Don't worry.
Okay, so good. We'll work it out. Else we'll have some trouble. We'll have some trouble. I'll have to come look for you in Long Island. So
hey, now.
No, joking. I don't have nothing, man. I actually called to say if you got my tickets or not. But we'll take care of all this, man. Hope everything is good. We're good. Look, all this Breece Hall talk about not being top 100, we'll prove it during the season. That's what the deal is. We'll prove it during the season. Fantasy football's coming up. Arguably, he's the third or fourth best back in this league. I'm banking on that. If you draft him as fantasy football, he's going to be good. If you're watching him on Sundays and Thursdays and all like that, he's going to be good. So don't believe the hype. Believe me. Don't believe it. This is going to be a good team. Believe that. It's going to work this year. Okay? Believe it. It all starts with belief.
That's what it's all about, Phenom. I love it. I love it, man.
Guys. Peace to the chat. Love you guys. Looking forward to seeing you during the fall. Jake, we'll work it out, buddy.
Yeah. Shoot me. I emailed you, so just respond back and we'll start a thread and we'll figure it out. Don't worry.
All right. Take care.
Phenom calling in. That was the strangest thing. I'm like, I can't get in touch with the guy. So now I got to see if there was a Zelle, what the Zelle name was, and did I miscount it? I don't know. All I can tell you is trying to collect 15 grand from Jet fans is not the easiest task. But we will figure this out. We need Phenom with the Asmaniacs that night. Phenom and Mrs. Phenom. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. Tristan Oliver joins us now. What's up, Tristan?
Hey, what's up, Jake? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Hanging out. So, is that in reference to the game that's coming up for the Texans, I believe?
The tailgate for the 31st and the group buy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing an Asmaniac group. Yeah, we did. We got the group buy, and I'll have an announcement on a tailgate opportunity for everyone who wants to go to that. So we'll stay tuned for that if you want to join us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just can't plan that far ahead. Just like working in the commercials and stuff like that, it just doesn't work like that for me, unfortunately. But if I'm there, I'll come to the tailgate and I'll try and get tickets close by.
Let's go.
But I don't know. I feel like this guy, you said, what was his name? The CBS guy?
Pete Prisco.
Yeah, I feel like he has assistants and people that are supposed to bring names to him and stuff like that. And maybe those are the people who need to get fired because it's just, I respect y'all's job really a lot. And I know you concentrate on the Jets and everything like that. So you know the Jets inside and out. But I'm trying to give him a pass because he has 3 Jets in the top 30. He has Aaron Rodgers, Sauce Gardner, and Williams. I just feel like maybe the people that assist him in getting all the names around the league and helping him rank those are failing him at that point.
But you know what? It just shows like the perception about the Jets, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that people haven't watched. Like let's be real. Rodgers is on this list because of reputation. Sauce has been first team All Pro the last 2 years. It's undeniable. Quinnen has been first team All Pro in his career and got paid. Like it just shows you like people don't realize the depth of this roster. They know they have a couple nice players, a couple stars, but like that's the point. It's like here's a guy who should know about how good Breece is that doesn't. Like that's the point. He wasn't even an honorable mention on this list too, and other running backs were. That's my thing. I should have mentioned that earlier.
Okay.
Honorable mention. Jonathan Taylor's mentioned as an honorable mention. How many running backs here were honorable mentions? Let's see.
This sounds like this list is based on 2022.
Saquon, honorable mention.
2022.
Bijan, honorable mention. He wasn't in the league in 2022.
He had some cool highlights.
Raheem Mostert is an honorable mention. Come on.
Yeah, he's tripping.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like a sign of disrespect.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel I don't know. I've like you're a one-man band and you handle all the thoughts in your mind. And I sometimes when I come on here, I'm like, I'm gonna talk just like Jake. It's gonna flow from my mind and to my mouth. It just doesn't happen. So it takes a talent and it takes that. And I feel like he just lacked research in this situation. Like he actually didn't sit there and look at the stats. And I sent my angry tweet once I saw your highlight of the story come on. But dude, it's with this offensive line. I saw your prediction 1,300 to 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns for Garrett Wilson. And I'm trying to think back to the year that Braylon Edwards, it was Marshall and Decker had 15 each. And I think with sharing the load.
Wait, Decker had 15 touchdowns in 2015. That doesn't sound right.
It was one behind Marshall.
Was it
I
really?
think they set the record for a tandem for the Jets as far as how many touchdowns they had.
Decker had 12, and Marshall had 15, if I remember that year. Let's look that up. I mean, look, they were both phenomenal that season. I mean, it was the last time the Jets had 2 1,000-yard receivers, 1,000-yard rusher, and Fitz almost had 4,000 yards passing.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So what would a good distribution between the targets, and I'm going to give you the list: Hall, Allen, Wilson, Williams. What's the ideal spread between those 4 players? And then I'm just going to count Corley, Gibson as one player, and then tight ends as one player. So what's the ideal spread that you would see for us to hit that 10 to 14 win season?
Good call, Tris. I'm going to save my full thoughts because I'm going to do a separate video on this and like really research it, like what I think it will look like. That said, if I were to kind of break it down, I think like the target share for Garrett Wilson is going to be so absurd. And then everyone else might be below like the 800-yard threshold after that because they just have too many guys you're going to spread it out to. And Rodgers won an MVP with that exact formula, with Adams being the one guy who had like the 1,500 yards and all the attention. And then like the offense was spread out to a bunch of different guys who all had, I think, less than 700 yards receiving. Like Breece Hall, I think, could probably catch close to 80 passes, but he might not have 800 yards receiving. And I think Conklin could end up being their third leading receiver. I think the target share is going to go Garrett, Breece, Conklin. Yards-wise, if I was guessing, it'd be Garrett, Mike Williams, Breece, Conklin. Somewhere around there. But I'll do a bigger deep dive on it because I want to go back and look at some of the Packers teams, Rodgers' last few years there, and kind of see how it spread out. But I think Garrett Wilson's going to have a ridiculous season. I really do. I just pray he's healthy, man. So I think he's that special. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. Last chance to get in here. We've gained 20 members. Anyone else going to make it rain before we head out to the Long Island meetup tonight in Hicksville? David says the Jets have a proven defense. They do. They do. That they do. Sarah says, I wanted so much for Breece Hall to be picked by the Texans, but Jets traded up to pick ahead of H-Town. They did. I was on the air that night, Sarah, on the Wheelhouse when that happened. I couldn't contain my excitement. No doubt. That was a great trade the Jets made. They were trying to get back into the first round to take Breece. They couldn't do it. So then they did it at the beginning of the second round on night 2. I was in Vegas for that draft, and I asked Breece Hall his first question during that press conference. Tom says, what happened to the other king that was dropping memberships from South America? That was King and Dreams, Tom. He did gift 5 earlier in the show. Shout out to K&D. K&D. Allan says 100 memberships if we win 13 plus games. Hold on, Allan. I put your comment on the screen so I can take a screenshot. Thank you. Got it. We will hold you to that. Jquest says, Jake, I'm starving. What kind of food trucks we got tonight? Chicken and pasta, Jquest. They only serve chicken and pasta. We know Gary's coming. So that's the food truck spread. Carlos says, what happened to the guy from Florida that was supposed to meet Garrett Wilson? Chuck Logano? As you would suspect, he's no longer with us. He was murdered in cold blood. I'm just kidding. I don't know what happened to Chuck. We never heard from him again. I think we did like one other time, and like he like just never brought it up when people were asking him about it. More of your calls right now. Jerome, the Packer fan, is up next. What's up, Jerome?
What's going on, Jake? How you feel, man?
What's up, Jerome? How are you?
I tell you, I don't know, man. People is just so disrespectful, man. I don't understand. I understand why Breece feels the way he feels, man. There's no way that people have got to be out of their rabbit ass mind to not have Breece Hall in there. And I'm not even a Jet fan, but I watch football, and it's like, really, he's at least number 2. And he could really be coming for that number 1 spot based on how you guys are currently constructed. And Aaron Rodgers. And hell. And I can tell you about the how the ball was spread out in Green Bay as far as with the receivers. Garrett Wilson should get the lion's share. I think he should get the lion's share, just like with Devontae. And the second, Rodgers usually has his tight ends to round out, being the second person to have, 800 or 900 more yards, and then everybody else. I think Corley will be that third person because he's good with the yards after the catch. So I'm looking for the ball to be distributed with those 3 mainly, and everybody else to kind of just fall in as they fall in. But Rodgers gonna do well. Tyler Conklin, that was a good observation by you. I think he's gonna be real. Rodgers, that's gonna be his guy. I think Conklin gonna be one of his go-to guys.
Yeah,
him and
he's a good player. He's been top 10 the last 2 years.
I've watched him.
Receptions. Yeah,
I've watched him. I watched Conklin. I like Conklin. I can see it. I can totally see it. But yeah, man, people out there rabbit ass man, to not have Breece Hall, not even ranked. It's not 100. It's not even 50 players better than Breece Hall.
No,
not even. I'll go so far as to put him even 25, somewhere in the top 25. But no, but that's okay. That's why you guys just have to win. You have to shut everybody else up, and you don't need Rodgers to really be just like with Peyton Manning when he won those in his latter years, won those Super Bowl. Peyton was a shell of himself. You guys don't even, with the team that you guys have, you don't need Rodgers to be but 50-60% of himself, which he'll be better than that because of all the talk and the chitter chatter around him. If you guys get scorched to earth Aaron Rodgers, which I think you guys will get, you would get scorched to earth Aaron Rodgers. He didn't play. He had all season. He had a whole season off to nurse that injury or whatnot.
Yeah.
Aaron's gonna be fresh. Aaron's gonna really be fresh. Nigga, y'all will come out swinging. And then I really believe that. And I hope to see, Jet fans get to enjoy what Packer fans enjoy for decades. And, I like to see a team to come out of futility. Like, I'm from Chicago. So when the White Sox won, when the Cubs, I was so happy for the Cubs when they won, even though I'm not a Cubs fan. I'm more White Sox than Cubs. But the Cubs are the only team that didn't have a championship. The Bears had an 85. The Blackhawks had 3 of them in the early 2010s. And then the Chicago Bulls got me 6. So, teams that is y'all time, man.
Hey,
I want to see y'all. I want to see y'all make it.
Jerome, Boomtown in the comment section makes a great point. Can you forward your cell carrier info to JJ? Because every time you call in from the truck, it sounds great. Every time JJ calls in, it's an unmitigated disaster.
Oh, well, I don't know, man. I'm in traffic right now, man. In this Chicago traffic, I'm going slow, so you don't hit her engine revving or anything. So maybe that's part of it. But yeah, man, I still got y'all 14-3, man. Aaron Rodgers gonna come out scorching, man. And if y'all get that Aaron Rodgers, yeah, everybody in for a terror.
All right.
And y'all get to see a treat. And I can't wait. I'm gonna come to some of them games. I'll be at one of those games. I don't know which one yet, but I'm coming. I'm coming to the East Coast. I'm gonna route myself to the East Coast.
I can't wait. I'll see you soon. All right.
All right, my friend.
Appreciate you. Jerome, the Packer fan, checking in. It's funny. He's saying 14-3. Allan just wrote, Jerome's a logical caller, unlike the other dopey Packer fan who calls in. Shots fired at BMAC. But I bring this up because Allan's saying Jerome's logical. Well, Allan, you just said you would gift 100 memberships if the Jets won 13 or more games. Jerome, who you called logical, is saying 14-3, 14 wins. I look forward to your 100 memberships being gifted. Just so you know, that's $500. Cha-ching. More calls right now before we wrap. James is up next. What's up, James?
Hey.
Uh-oh. And we lost James. James, call back. We'll try you again. Purple Belt Mike is up next. What's up, Mike?
Yo, question for you. Aaron Rodgers jersey or my new Mitchell & Ness tank top? What should I wear tonight?
Dude, it's so hot. I think you got to go with the tank top over the jersey. Like I'm just going to wear a t-shirt. Like it's too hot.
Yeah, all right. All right, brother. See you later.
I love it. That's it?
That's it. I need a fashion advice. That's it.
I see you tonight, Mike.
Later.
Later, Mike. Appreciate you. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Dre is on the line. Hello, Dre.
Hello, my brother. How's it going? Excited to see you. I'm about to leave right now. Head out to meet up with everybody out in Long Island. To all the Patreon and all Discord members coming out. Can't wait to see you there. And special shout out to my man from Chicago who said we're going to be 14-3. I'm with it. I already retweeted Breece's tweet. I told him, I tagged Aaron Rodgers in it. I tagged Garrett in it. I said, hashtag scorched earth mode. I want the whole team is going to be on scorched earth mode so that they're going to stop disrespecting talking about the Jets. This season is going to be the season where after this season, when we hoist in the trophy and we won everything, nobody's got anything to say. One person says something negative and they're gonna run to shut that person up because then we're gonna hear it and we're gonna like, oh, you thought we was playing last year. So that's it. Just all I'm gonna say, hashtag remember the disrespect. That's all I gotta say. Remember this disrespect. And when we retaliate and the whole league feels it, or the whole Twitter feels it, everybody feels it, They're all gonna shut up. They're gonna learn. They're gonna learn today. You mark my words.
Dre,
JETS, Jets.
Dre, how many
Let's
beers
go.
have you had already?
Oh, I haven't had any. This is
I love it.
sober, 100% sober. But don't worry, we ain't staying that way.
I love it. Dre, great call. I'll see you in a little bit. And I am glad that I no longer have to pay attention to this Yankees game because Luis Gil is having his worst start of the year. So this game's over. Good God. 6-0. Brutal. Bad series for the Yankees. Should have won last night. Not good. More calls right now before we wrap. Let's try James again to see if his phone works. What's up, James?
Hey, is my phone working?
Yeah, there we go.
How's it going, Jake? Yeah, the CBS people, they must just not watch football, so let me help them out. Top 100 for the Jets. Rodgers, obviously. Sauce, the Sauce. I mean, he's got to be top 100. Wilson, obviously, you can't make that kind of a trash back shoulder the throw catch like that and not be a top 100 receiver. Breece Hall, obviously. Quinnen Williams and Quincy Williams. I think Quincy is a top 100 player. I think he is phenomenal.
Yeah, he's first team All-Pro last year. He wasn't on the list either. I mean, he got snubbed as well, 100%.
Yeah, he's incredible. And then honorable mentions, Michael Carter II. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's underrated too. He just kind of goes under the radar. Corley is gonna be. I think Corley's gonna be great. A lot of yards after catch for sure, just based on what everyone's saying and what you see from his highlights in college. A healthy ABT. If ABT stays healthy, I don't see why he's not top 100. And then obviously Greg DeLeg. And then I'm hoping that lastly McDonald's going to show up for us this year because usually your D linemen or edge rushers usually take a couple years to really get into their stride and start to be impact players. And I think he's going to be a big time asset for us. And then just a couple of extra things that you might find fun. My parents moved from Long Island not too long ago, and they sent me out my old football cards from like 20 years ago. I got this bad boy. It's an old Quebec card. I don't know if there's a glare.
Yeah, it's tough to see. Cool. That's Wayne Quebec. Yeah.
Well, I hope you can see this one though. This is the cool one. Aaron Rodgers rookie card.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a cool one just because I don't know. I would have never thought at the time that he would have been a Jet fan. But anyway, yeah, thanks for taking my call. I think we got snubbed on the top 100.
James, great call. Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Maybe you can get Aaron to sign that for you at some point. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a guy who has basically replaced Doug for the distinction of only calling while he's sitting on the couch. And that is Chiefs fan. Hello, Chiefs fan.
Breece is definitely top 25. I guess Aaron Rodgers leaked his ayahuasca and gave it to everyone on CBS, and they did some meth or whatever the hell they did. Hell, they might have did some meth in Breaking Bad if they don't think you guys got top 100 players. They probably smoked that whole bag of the first meth from the burst what they made. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry if I'm talking about too many drugs, but I'm like, you've got to be that high to not put Jets players on the top 100. Wilson last year, like that catch was ridiculous. I'm not like I'm not even wondering why. Like, you know why they're doing this, right?
Why is that?
CBS is a liberal network. They don't like Rodgers. They want to fuck with Rodgers.
But he was on the list. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but they want to fuck with him and his head and his teammates.
I don't think that's what's happening here, Chiefs fan, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Breece Hall last year was hauling ass. No Rodgers, he was still kicking ass last year.
He was he hauling ass or kicking ass?
Both. I said, I watched that. I went back and watched the beginning of what they said and then popped back on to get in the call.
Yep.
What type of drugs were they on when they said he wasn't what's top 100 spot?
A lot of drug commentary from you today, Chiefs fan.
Well, I'm rewatching Breaking Bad, so.
Who's your favorite Breaking Bad character?
It's always gonna be Jesse Pinkman. Bitch, love it.
You're a Pinkman guy?
Yeah, but I'm just sitting here. I'm like, how can Breece not be top 25? He carried the team in the games last year. He had Zach Wilson and two bums, and now he's got Tyrod and Rodgers.
Yeah.
And honestly, I hope you guys win more games than my team, just so Allan could fork over that $500. Because
we need at least 13 wins.
The reason why, if Allan's gonna be a hater all last season, the way he was talking in, I want him to lose that $500. Hell, I'll take the number 2 seed, as long as Allan gets his good due and gets his karma. All he wanted to do was fire everyone last year. I remember that shit. You remember it too?
Oh, I remember it well.
And like it's closing in.
Warning! Warning! Allan alert! Shit's about to get ugly, folks. Warning! Allan alert! Hide the children.
And Allan joins us now.
Hey.
Hello, Chiefs fan. First of all, let me say one thing. I rooted against the Jets when they were 4-7 last year. Okay, that's when I started the tanking. I did not start from the.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If my team was 4-7, I'll still root for my team.
Okay, but your team hasn't been 4-7 in a while. I was rooting against. Okay,
but
thank you.
Why would you want everyone to tank? Like
at 4-7, this team was going nowhere with a shitty quarterback. And as far as memberships are concerned, Jake, even though I am the hater here, I always come through with my memberships when I say. Okay?
No, you have paid off your membership dets. I can't say anything bad about that.
There are a bunch of guys on your Earl 22. They have alligator arms when it comes to memberships. So it's not me. Okay?
Hey, if I'm calling you out, my bad. But I'm just saying, you stick by your team no matter what.
4-7.
Stick by your team no matter what. Look what the Panthers fans did last year. 2-15, still going to home games.
There was no one in the building. I was here. My God,
there were still
people.
There were still some people showing up.
I live in Charlotte. There were tickets here for 60 cents on StubHub.
Yes, but people still were going to show their
support. You could have had a whole row here in Charlotte if you wanted to go.
I'm going to tell you this.
Oh
okay, let me
my team. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you this. Say Patrick Mahomes goes down and we go 4-13. I'm still going to be repping my goddamn team.
Well, I appreciate it. You won 3 rings in the last 7 years. Okay, shut up. Thank you.
All right. Talk shit.
I like the Chiefs fan. I do.
I like you too.
The logic is crazy, but I appreciate
it. Here's the thing.
What?
I was raised on the feel-good story.
That's beautiful.
I watched the Anaheim Ducks as a kid. Don't you want that feel-good story of winning that fucking ring this year? Don't you want Rodgers holding this bitch up like go fuck the world? Come on now.
Chiefs fan, family show, family program.
Never doubt your team. Back in 2006, my Cardinals won the World Series. I thought we were going to lose. I thought we weren't going to do shit. We beat the best team. We beat the Tigers.
You also beat the Mets. That was good, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
Never give up on your team. If an 83 team win can win the World Series, if an 83 team can win the World Series, Rodgers can win it as a 16. Steelers can win it as a 16. Never count out your team. As long as you make the dance.
That's what I said. Chiefs, I said 13 wins. I will donate 100 memberships. Okay? Jake and I may not be friends, but I come through. Okay.
All right. I'm not trying to call you out as much, but never give up on your team.
Yeah, Allan, believe.
All I gotta say is, if y'all would have made it at 9-8 last year, you would have been happy for Rodgers. All the Jet fans would have been happy. Rodgers, y'all made it 9-8. Yes, but if you could have been not,
you play quarterback than Zach yet last year.
Honestly, I would have just bulked up and been a 350-pound quarterback running the damn rock.
I'll take that over what I watched last year, to be fair. Now,
I'm not. My bad if I called you out, but I'm like, I was raised.
I don't care. Everybody does. That's totally fine. What's going on?
Okay.
What, Jake?
Here's what I need from you, Allan. And Chiefs fan, are you getting a call? Is that you?
Yeah.
All right. We'll let you get back to. All right. We'll let you get back.
What's going on?
Yeah. Chiefs fan, we'll let you get back to Chiefs fan Enterprises over there. Allan, here's what I need from you. All right.
Sure, go for it.
It's June. Nothing bad's happened to the Jets yet. The vibes are high. I need a Jet chant out of you, all right? Let's go. Give it to the people. Let's go. You call yourself a Jet fan. I need a Jet chant from Allan. Let's hear it.
How about this? Put me on hold for a second. I will wear my Rodgers jersey in a minute. Let me go get it.
Does it still have the tag on it so you can return it right after?
No, this is not from your dad, okay? I know, like he said that all the time. I will get it. Go to the next call, and I will wear it, and I will say it, right?
All right. I know exactly what we need to do right now. Ladies and gentlemen, debuting a 7th intro, which is a record for any one caller, Bobby Midnight.
Oh, you know I'm doing another Zoom meeting. Oh, farts, Jake's going live. Gotta end my friggin' stream. I'm Bobby.
No, why does he keep on doing that for me? I don't know. I don't deserve it.
Thank Gator.
Hey, I'm seeing the Yankee game too. It's horrible.
It's not great. This is not what you want.
Hey, do you see who the Lakers signed as their head coach?
Yeah, Mr. Reddick.
Yeah, what team did he play for?
He played for like 7 teams.
Yeah, he's not that good.
He was a nice NBA player, but he's never coached before. He does a podcast with LeBron. That's how he got the job.
What college does he went to? You remember?
He went to Duke.
Oh, that team. Yeah. I'm not the Duke fan. I like the Tar Heels.
What are your thoughts on Allan, Bobby?
Well, on my show I like him.
But on this show you don't like him?
I don't know. We have to keep it up. You know, bad guy, good guy.
So now you're starting to get this entertainment thing. I like it.
Yeah. No, show.
All right.
And at 7:30, I'm going to see you, Mr. Bones. Guess who called me when you were talking?
Mr. Bonesy?
Yeah, he called me again. We had a good conversation. And that guy who called with the glasses, you know who he reminds me of?
Who's that?
Spicoli.
Ah.
That even remind you of Spicoli a little bit?
I'm going to have to watch the tape back.
You know what movie that is, right?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah. You remember the pretty girl that was on it?
Oh, here we go. Bobby's freaky side coming out again.
Hey, ask Allan who he dated when he was younger. You got to flip your wig. I'm telling you right now.
Allan, who did you date when you were younger?
I went on 2 dates with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Really?
Yeah, really. See, you got to flip your wig when I
know. I
don't have a wig.
I know a hat. Okay, your hat. You flip your hat.
I look ugly today. I turn 50 tomorrow. So yeah.
You don't look ugly. Stop it. Stop it. Ugly.
What happened?
What? Oh, sorry.
She did a show. This is before you were born, Jake. She did a show in the summer called Swan's Crossing. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, before my time.
Yes. And I met her there and we went on 2 dates. Yes.
Nice.
So who broke it up, her or you? I forgot. She did, right? Because of her parents.
Yeah, this was a big conversation on our show last night, Jake. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he brought it up. I didn't ask him.
I did. I brought it up. I did.
Yeah, he did. But I couldn't believe it. She's so hot. Oh my God, she's hot. Yeah, and she's going out with him. Oh my God.
I know.
She must be blind. She must be blind. No, I'm only kidding.
That's the truth, Bobby. I like that. Bobby, we can't be friends. It doesn't work. We like to fight each other.
On my channel. We had a great conversation on my channel.
We did, but we're not friends. It's fine.
Oh, no, we're friends.
Okay, you see, Jake, I'm cleaning up my house.
Hold on. You guys are now fighting about whether or not you're friends. I love it.
I like
We're not friends. Don't worry. That's fine.
Yeah, we are.
You see? Right here.
There it is.
Ooh,
okay.
Like yeah.
So where's the tag? You took it off right before this this call?
Let's see. Let me see if I took it off. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh no, we don't want to see your naked body, please.
No, we definitely don't.
Probably freaking. We got the blue shirt on.
They're good.
Yeah,
all right, nice. Allan, you put that jersey on, and you're giving us a jet chant.
Yeah,
right now.
Do that.
Yes.
Yes.
I need a real jet chant. I'll give you some time here, Bobby. Thank you as always for your time.
No,
yep. All right. Here's what I'm going to specifically play to play you out.
Well, you know that Allan's a lying crap of crap. You should check out my new hat. The Jets are freaking awesome. Bobby.
All right, Allan.
Jets, Jets.
Wait, one more. I cut you off at the beginning. I'm gonna count you down. Full screen. Let's hear it. 3.
My
2.
wife said I'm mentally disturbed, so I'm
let's
fine.
go.
How do you want to come on?
No.
Okay. Jets, Jets.
Your face wasn't even in it.
Trust me, you don't want to see my face nowadays.
Come on, I gotta give Gator a clean cut.
Oh my God. Jets, 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 Jets.
Yeah, there we go, Allan. You're a Jet fan now. Boom. Let's go. Allan had to prove himself. We're tired of the negativity. It's June 20th. Be positive for once. A real Jet champ from Allan. How about that? They said it couldn't be done. Well, guess what? Weege writes in, I'll gift 20 if Allan can legitimately prove those dates happened. Well, Allan, I don't know how you could prove that, but the offer stands from Weege. What a show. Wild show. Super chat from Arizona Jet. Thomas Jones, now Breece Hall, excited to wear number 20. Thomas Jones was such an underrated Jet. Love Thomas Jones, man. Favorite Thomas Jones moment. 4th and 1 to win the game against the Chargers in the divisional round of the playoffs. Run it right behind Mangold and T. Rich to get a yard and put the game away. Loved it. Ground and pound. Thomas Jones was all about that. Love that. What a dub. What a dub. King of Kings. Was C.J. Mosley on the list? He was an honorable mention. C.J. Mosley, an honorable mention on the list. Allan's Q score going up after that chat. How about that? Sarah says, show today is bigger than a Buffalo Bayou mosquito, Jake. I don't miss those, Sarah. All right, we got time for one last caller because she's one of our favorites. Ladies and gentlemen, Decker joins the show. Hello,
Hey,
Decker.
Jake.
Hi, Decker.
I'm happy I joined just in time.
You made it. You're on the show.
Yeah. I just joined a second ago, just in time for me to be the last caller.
You are. You're the last caller, and I'm going to meet your dad in a couple hours.
Yeah, you are.
I can't
He's
wait.
in the shower right now, so he isn't stinky when he meets you.
Thank God. His takes are stinky, so hopefully he doesn't smell bad in person, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is new, Decker? How's New York going?
Good. We went to the lake today.
The lake?
Yes.
What lake?
Central Park Lake.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Did you like Central Park?
Yeah.
It's very big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had any pizza since you've been in New York?
Yes, we got a slice for lunch today.
Nice. What'd you think?
Nice. We tried a new place. It was pretty good.
Better than Texas, right?
Very much better.
Yeah. That's what people don't realize, how much better New York pizza is than everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
What else is new?
My dad still thinks. My dad really still thinks that chicken doesn't go with pasta, which isn't new, but
Yeah. You know, he's a little crazy, but that's okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Decker, I'm excited to meet your dad. I'll report back on my thoughts, okay? All right. Have a good day, okay?
Bye.
Bye, Decker. What a great call. Somehow, Gary was able to produce that amazing child. Unbelievable. All right, that does it. Hit the like button. If not for me, then for Decker, because she is just the greatest. We love Decker. I want to thank everyone who tuned in for behind the scenes of the party later. I'll be posting photos on the Discord, as will a bunch of the Asmaniacs, I'm sure. So get on, man. Be a part of the community. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Appreciate everyone who supports us. It helps the show continue to grow. So thank you so much to all the Patreon and Discord members. That does it for me. See you guys on the island in just a little bit. My name is Jake Asman. This has been another Jake Asman show, and I simply end today's show by saying, to quote Allan, Jets, 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 Jets.
Stop. What's up, Jake? You're embarrassing yourself. No shit. Stop. Let me ask you something, ass man. What do you think of Zach Wilson? He stinks. Thank God he's done. He never scores no fucking touchdown. He stinks. The second pick for number 2 destroyed the Jets' cause. He stinks. As maniacs kick so much ass, but some of them, they kill the vibe and make the show a freaking mess. So Jake reminds them. He stinks. When Allan calls, he speaks the hate. That cartoon douche, he trashed the Jets. Let Bobby know, cause he's the man who will remind him. He stinks. Another call comes from the car. Distorted voice and no Wi-Fi. That's JJ. What's a crap ass phone? Just cut off all the calls. He stinks. Is that gas station pizza? Come on, Gary. He stinks. Chicken don't go with pasta. Just get out of here, Jake. The guy is terrible. Enough!